Hi there, welcome to LSB Feasters Radio Channel and Travel Corner. So glad you're here today because today we're going to Boston with WROR 105.7 FM. It's the greatest hit station in Boston, and it's been around for many years. It was WVBF, and then it changed to WCLB and WKLB as a country station. It became oldies, grabbing the WROR call letters away from 98.5 when they ditched them, and throughout that whole time, there was one morning show on that station. That was Loren Owens and Wally Brine. Loren and Wally, very popular in New England. Loren worked for many stations over the years, had been all around the country. Wally Brine was the son of WPRO AM Providence legend Salty Brine. They both went to work at WVBF back in 1981, and in 1982, management decided to take the two of them and put them together, and they had chemistry. I mean, they obviously did. They rolled on that show for 38 years, doing towny tunes and all their zany bits and Men from Maine. It became a real staple around Boston. They were together until 2016 when Wally decided to retire. And Loren continued the show by himself. But management decided they wanted to make some changes. They couldn't come to an agreement. And sadly, Loren left the show. The show actually continues. It's not Loren and Wally, it's just the ROR morning show now. Let's check out Loren and Wally on 105.7 Boston's WROR.
Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Ethos walks into $3 Dewey's and spots Lem reading the Bangor Daily, and we hear...
Well, say, Lem, what are you reading in the paper?
I'm reading my horoscope.
Really? Well, tell me, do you really believe in that astronomical horoscope mumbo-jumbo?
Oh, I don't believe in any of that stuff. I'm a Capricorn. We're very skeptical, you know.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Lem and Ethos are surprisingly attending a seminar on paranormal activity when we hear the speaker ask some interesting questions.
I'd like to know how many of you have ever seen ghosts? All right, how many of you have ever touched ghosts?
After several responses like that, we hear the final question.
All right, how many of you have ever had sex with ghosts?
Oh, yeah.
Me.
We have.
And surprisingly, only Lem and Ethos reply with a positive response. Then we hear...
Why, I find that amazing. You've actually had sex with a ghost?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we thought you said sex with ghosts.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine.
It's me.
Right here on the Loren and Wally Morning Show. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Ethos' wife has gone into labor unexpectedly, and he calls the doctor's office in a panic.
Doc Sider's office. Doc Sider speaking.
Say, Doc Sider, you better get over here right away. My wife is in labor, and I don't know what to do.
Well, is this her first baby?
Well, no, this is her husband.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. Right here on the Loren and Wally Morning Show. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Lem and Ethos are attending their 20th high school reunion when they spot a face they believe to be familiar.
Say, Ethos, you see that gal over there? I think that's Helen Brown.
Boy, it sure does look like her, but I'm not sure. Let's go ask her. Say there, you look like Helen Brown.
Oh, really? Well, you look like And that red flannel shirt you're wearing.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. Right here on the Loren Wally Morning Show. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Ephus and Effie are in the boudoir enjoying a little pillow talk when we hear...
You know, Effie, I've been thinking for a long time.
Yeah.
If I died, would you ever get married again?
Well, I suppose I would.
Would you sleep in our bed?
Well, it's the only bed in the house, Ephus. Of course I would.
Well, would you let him have his way with you?
Well, of course I would. He would be my husband.
Wow. Well, would you give him my old pickup truck?
No.
Why not?
Because he just bought a brand new one last week.
Join us again for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. Right here on the Loren Wally Morning Show. Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, a blizzard is raging through Maine, and Lem and Ephus are on the phone when we hear this conversation.
My God, Lem, this is some snowstorm.
Oh, it's wicked fierce.
You know, the snow is waist high, and it's still coming down.
Uh-huh.
Temperature dropped below zero, and the wind is blowing to beat the band.
Good.
And Effie's been doing nothing but looking through the kitchen window all morning long.
Uh-huh. So what you gonna do?
Well, if things get much worse, I guess I'll have to let her in.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. Right here on the Loren Wally Morning Show. Men from Maine. As today's action-packed drama begins, Lem walks into $3 Dewey's, where he runs into Ephus, and we hear...
Hey, Ephus, you won't believe what I read in the paper today.
What's that?
Do you know that lions have sex up to 15 times a day?
Oh, great. Now you tell me.
Well, what's the matter?
Well, just last week, I joined the Moose Lodge.
Oh, no.
Join us again soon for another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men
Can't slip
from
anything past you.
Welcome to another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men from Maine. As today's action-packed adventure begins, Effie and Ellie are having a little girl talk when we hear...
Well, you know, I was watching Oprah Winfrey, and they had one of those self-help quizzes.
Yeah?
And they asked in just 4 words, describe the most important thing in your love life.
4 words, the most important thing in your love life. That's a hard one.
Oh, that's good. That works.
Oh, my God.
Wow. For another thrilling episode of the exciting adventures of Men and Women from Maine. Right here on the Loren Wally Morning Show.